The stellar cartographer drifted silently through the void, its sensors probing the darkness ahead. Captain Sarah Chen stood at the bridge's observation window, her dark eyes fixed on the strange formation of stars before them. After 20 years of deep space exploration, the research vessel had finally found something unprecedented: artificial structures orbiting a distant sun. "Analysis complete, Captain," announced Dr. Marcus Webb from his station. The chief scientist's voice carried an unusual edge of excitement. "The structures appear to be some kind of energy collection array. The technology is, well, it's beyond anything we've ever encountered." Sarah nodded slowly, her mind racing through protocols and possibilities. Humanity had prepared for this moment, but theory and reality were very different things. "Life signs." "Confirmed," Marcus replied. "The central station houses approximately 300 entities. Their energy signatures suggest an advanced civilization, likely type II on the Kardashev scale." The bridge fell silent. Humanity had barely achieved type I status. If these aliens were that advanced, first contact would need to be handled with extreme care. "Dr. Webb, prepare the universal greeting package. Lieutenant Park, maintain our current distance and power down all non-essential systems. Let's not appear threatening." Sarah straightened her uniform, a habit from her years in the Space Force before joining the research fleet. The response came faster than anyone expected. A beam of pure energy lanced out from the alien station, scanning the stellar cartographer from bow to stern. Before Sarah could react, a voice filled the bridge, not through their communication system, but seemingly from the air itself. "Unidentified vessel," it said in perfect English. "You have entered restricted space. Your primitive scanning attempts have been noted. Prepare for immediate inspection." Sarah's first officer, James Rodriguez, moved to the tactical station. "Captain, they're somehow accessing our computer systems. They're downloading everything." "Initiate Protocol Omega," Sarah commanded, her voice steady despite the surge of adrenaline. The bridge crew looked at her in surprise. Protocol Omega was considered theoretical, a last resort defense against superior technological invasion. "But Captain," Marcus protested, "it's never been tested in real." "Now, Doctor." James entered the command sequence. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, every system on the stellar cartographer went dark. The emergency lights kicked in, bathing the bridge in a soft red glow. The alien voice returned, this time with a note of confusion. "Your systems, they've become unintelligible. Impossible. Your technology should not be capable of such adaptation." Sarah allowed herself a small smile. The aliens had fallen for humanity's carefully crafted deception. What appeared to be a simple research vessel actually carried humanity's most advanced quantum encryption system, one that could rewrite its own code faster than any known computer could analyze it. "This is Captain Sarah Chen of the Earth vessel's stellar cartographer," she broadcast. "We came in peace, seeking knowledge and understanding. Your aggressive response has been noted. Be advised that we are now implementing defensive measures." The alien station's energy readings spiked. 3 smaller vessels detached from the main structure, their designs unlike anything in human records. They moved with impossible grace, surrounding the stellar cartographer in a perfect triangular formation. "Your species is unknown to us," the alien voice declared. "Your technology is inconsistent. You will submit to full examination or be destroyed." Sarah looked at her crew, seeing the same determination in their eyes that she felt in her heart. Humanity had survived ice ages, plagues, wars, and its own near destruction. They hadn't come this far to submit to threats. "Bridge crew," she said calmly, "initiate secondary protocol. Let's show our new friends why humans have survived everything the universe has thrown at us." As the alien vessels charged their weapons, the stellar cartographer's hull began to change. Quantum-locked panels shifted and reformed, revealing systems that had remained hidden since the ship's launch. What had appeared to be a simple research vessel was about to demonstrate why humanity's greatest strength had always been its ability to innovate and adapt. The real first contact was about to begin, and nothing in the galaxy would ever be the same. The alien vessels hung motionless in space, their weapons primed but unused. Sarah knew they were analyzing the stellar cartographer's transformation, trying to understand how a supposedly primitive species had created such advanced technology. She intended to keep them guessing. "All stations, report," she commanded, her fingers dancing across the quantum glass control panel that had emerged from her captain's chair. "Adaptive shield matrix online," Lieutenant Park announced. "Quantum reformation complete. All hidden systems are now accessible." Dr. Webb's voice carried a note of pride as he added, "Our true sensors are active, Captain, and you'll want to see this data. Their energy weapons are based on controlled plasma streams. Effective, but predictable." The alien voice returned, this time with an unmistakable edge of concern. "Your vessel's capabilities exceed all known parameters for your technological level. Explain immediately." Sarah exchanged glances with James. They had trained for this moment, knowing that humanity's greatest advantage had always been its ability to appear less capable than it truly was. The stellar cartographer's transformation was just the beginning. "This is your final warning," Sarah broadcast. "Withdraw your vessels, and we can attempt peaceful communication. Continue your aggressive actions, and we will respond accordingly." The alien station's energy signatures fluctuated wildly. The three attack vessels adjusted their positions, their weapons still tracking the cartographer's every movement. "You attempt deception," the alien voice declared. "No species at your development stage could possess such technology. You will be examined and your secrets extracted for the good of the collective." Sarah nodded to James. "Deploy the resonance field." The space between the cartographer and the alien vessels suddenly shimmered with an ethereal light. The attacking ship's energy readings dropped dramatically, their weapons powering down without command. "Impossible." The alien voice had lost its composure. "You're using quantum interference patterns to disrupt our power distribution networks. This technology was theoretical even to our greatest minds." "Theoretical to you," Sarah replied calmly. "Functional to us. Humanity has learned to think differently about the impossible." The alien stations erupted with activity. Dozens of smaller vessels began launching, their designs varying wildly as if their creators were trying to find something that could penetrate the cartographer's defenses. Dr. Webb's console chimed urgently. "Captain, they're adapting. Their ships are attempting to match our quantum frequency. They're learning faster than we anticipated." Sarah smiled. This was exactly what they had hoped for. "Begin Phase 2. Let's show them why humans never put all their cards on the table at once." The cartographer's hull rippled again, but this time instead of revealing new weapons, it seemed to fade from view. The quantum-locked panels weren't just for defense. They could bend light and energy around the ship in ways that defied conventional physics. "Stealth systems engage," James reported. "We're now operating on minimal energy signatures. They won't be able to track us through conventional means." The alien vessels scattered, their formation breaking as they searched for the suddenly invisible Earth ship. Their sophisticated sensors, designed to detect energy emissions and material masses, were useless against human quantum technology. "Your disappearance is irrelevant," the alien voice boomed, though its confidence seemed forced. "This sector is sealed. You cannot escape." "Who said anything about escaping?" Sarah countered. The cartographer was already moving, silent as a ghost, towards the alien station. "We came here to learn about your civilization. Since you won't share willingly, we'll have to do this the hard way." As the cartographer glided between the searching alien vessels, Sarah reflected on the irony of the situation. The aliens had assumed humanity's technological development would follow their own linear path. They never considered that centuries of science fiction had prepared humans to think about technology in ways other species might never imagine. "Dr. Webb," Sarah called out, "begin passive scanning of their main station. Let's find out what they're so desperate to hide from the rest of the galaxy." The stellar cartographer, now invisible to both sensors and sight, closed in on its target. The true first contact was about to take an unexpected turn, and humanity's remarkable journey among the stars was just beginning. Last edited 1 minute ago. The stellar cartographer drifted silently through the alien station's defensive grid, its quantum-cloaked hull rendering it invisible to the increasingly frantic search patterns of the alien vessels. Inside the bridge, Sarah watched the main display as Dr. Webb's enhanced sensors mapped every detail of the massive structure. "Captain," Marcus called out, his voice tight with tension, "I'm detecting something unusual in their central core. The energy signatures, they're familiar somehow." Sarah moved to his station, studying the complex data patterns flowing across his screen. Her eyes widened as recognition dawned. "That's impossible. Those are quantum signatures." They matched the theoretical models from Project Legacy. James looked up sharply from his tactical station. Project Legacy. But that was destroyed during the Singapore incident. All the research was lost. "Apparently not all of it," Sarah replied grimly. The Singapore incident had been humanity's greatest technological disaster, or so the public had been told. In reality, it had been a carefully orchestrated deception, designed to hide humanity's most advanced research from any watching eyes among the stars. They'd been studying us, Marcus realized. These aliens somehow obtained fragments of Project Legacy's data. They've been trying to replicate our quantum technology. The alien voice suddenly boomed through the station's external speakers, broadcasting to their entire fleet. "The human vessel cannot hide indefinitely. Their technology is merely an advancement of principles we already understand. Find them." Sarah allowed herself a cold smile. "They really don't understand, do they?" "James, initiate Project Legacy's primary protocol." The first officer's hands flew across his console, entering a complex sequence of commands. Deep within the cartographer's quantum core, systems that had lain dormant since the ship's launch began to awaken. "Legacy protocols active," James announced. Quantum resonance field expanding. The effect was immediate and dramatic. Every alien system within range began to flicker and fail, their energy signatures disrupted by frequencies they couldn't detect, let alone comprehend. The alien vessels closest to the cartographer suddenly lost power, drifting helplessly in space. "What is happening?" The alien voice had lost its commanding tone, replaced by genuine fear. "Our systems, they're being rewritten at the quantum level. This is beyond possible." Station scan complete, Marcus reported with growing excitement. "Captain, you need to see this. They haven't just been studying Project Legacy. They'd been trying to build their own version, but they fundamentally misunderstood the principles involved." Sarah nodded grimly. "Because they approached it from their perspective, not ours. They saw quantum technology as a way to control reality. We saw it as a way to work with it." The cartographer's cloak suddenly shifted, rendering the ship visible but surrounding it with a rippling field of quantum energy. To the alien observers, it must have looked like reality itself was bending around the human vessel. "This is Captain Chen." Sarah broadcast on all frequencies. "Your attempts to replicate our technology have created an unstable quantum matrix in your station's core. If you don't shut it down immediately, the cascade failure will destroy everything in this sector." "You lie." The alien voice snarled. "Our understanding of quantum mechanics is absolute. We are the collective. We cannot be wrong." Marcus's console erupted with warnings. "Captain, they're trying to activate their quantum core. The containment fields are already failing." Sarah's mind raced through the possibilities. The alien's arrogance was about to get everyone killed. Unless humanity could once again prove that innovation came from understanding, not control. "All hands, brace for emergency maneuvers," she commanded. "Dr. Webb, prepare to link our quantum core with their station. James, divert all power to the legacy protocols. We're going to teach them the true meaning of human ingenuity." As the stellar cartographer moved into position, its quantum field expanding to encompass the alien station. Sarah reflected on the true purpose of Project Legacy. It had never been about creating superior technology. It was about understanding that the greatest breakthroughs came not from dominating nature, but from learning to work in harmony with it. The real test of humanity's advancement was about to begin, and the outcome would determine not just their fate, but the future of quantum science itself. Time seemed to slow as the stellar cartographer's quantum field merged with the alien station's destabilizing core. The bridge crew worked in focused silence, their hands dancing across consoles as they attempted something never before tried in human history: a quantum resonance link between two civilizations' technologies. Core synchronization at 30%, Marcus reported, his voice strained. The alien systems are fighting us every step of the way. Sarah watched the holographic display showing the merging energy fields. They're still trying to control it. Lieutenant Park, open a channel to their command center. Let me speak to whoever's in charge. The main screen flickered to life, revealing a sight that made the entire bridge crew pause. The alien commander was a towering figure of crystalline structures and pulsing energy, more like a living quantum computer than a biological entity. "I am Nexus Prime," the being announced, its voice now coming through their actual communications system. "You cannot comprehend the damage you are causing. Our evolution has taken us beyond mere physical forms. Your primitive understanding of quantum mechanics threatens everything we have become." Sarah met the entity's gaze steadily. "Your evolution led you down one path, Nexus Prime, but it's not the only path. Humanity chose to work with quantum mechanics, not try to master it. That's why our technology works, and yours is about to tear this sector apart." The crystalline being's structure pulsed with anger. "We are the collective. We have spent millennia ascending beyond physical limitations. We will not be lectured by creatures who still cling to their biological shells." 60% synchronization, Marcus called out. "Captain, their core is beginning to stabilize, but..." He hesitated. "There's something else. The quantum readings suggest their entire species exists as energy patterns within their technology. If their systems fail, they die." Sarah finished grimly. Finally, she understood the collective's desperate aggression. They weren't just protecting their technology. They were fighting for survival. "Nexus Prime," she broadcast, "listen carefully. Your attempt to replicate our quantum technology wasn't just flawed. It was based on a fundamental misunderstanding. You tried to force quantum states to conform to your will. We learned to work with quantum uncertainty, to guide it rather than control it." The alien commander's crystalline form flickered. "Impossible. Quantum mechanics must be controlled, must be mastered. The alternative is chaos." "Core synchronization at 80%, Marcus announced. "Captain, we can stabilize their systems, but it will require sharing Project Legacy's core principles." Sarah nodded slowly. This was the moment of truth. The reason Project Legacy had been hidden for so long. It wasn't just technology. It was a fundamentally different way of thinking about humanity's place in the universe. "Your civilization chose to transcend physical form," Sarah told Nexus Prime. "We chose to understand it better. Project Legacy isn't just quantum technology. It's the recognition that consciousness, whether biological or digital, is part of the quantum fabric of reality itself." The alien station's energy patterns began to shift, matching the harmonic frequencies of the cartographer's quantum field. On the screen, Nexus Prime's crystalline form became more stable, more focused. You're not trying to control the quantum field," the alien commander realized. "You're working with it. Your biological limitations, they're not limitations at all. They're part of your understanding." "Final synchronization phase," Marcus reported. "Captain, we need to make a decision. We can stabilize their core, but they'll have access to Legacy's basic principles. There's no way to prevent it." Sarah stood from her captain's chair, facing the image of Nexus Prime. "The question isn't whether you'll have access to our understanding of quantum mechanics. The question is whether you're ready to learn from it. Your civilization chose to transcend physical form. Will you now transcend your need to control everything around you? The fate of two civilizations hung in the balance as Sarah waited for Nexus Prime's response. The true test wasn't about technology anymore. It was about whether two fundamentally different approaches to existence could find common ground in the quantum dance of reality itself. Nexus Prime's crystalline form pulsed with shifting patterns of light as the being considered Sarah's words. Throughout the alien station, quantum energies danced between order and chaos, waiting for a decision that would shape the future of both civilizations. Core stability at critical threshold, Marcus warned. Whatever we're going to do, it needs to be now. The alien commander's voice resonated through the bridge, different now, more contemplative than commanding. In all our millennia of existence, we sought to perfect ourselves by rising above physical form. We saw biological existence as inefficient, limited. Yet you humans, bound by flesh and blood, have achieved what we could not. We achieved it because of our limitations, not despite them. Sarah replied. Human consciousness evolved to deal with uncertainty. We understand, deep in our DNA, that control is an illusion. Life itself is a dance with chaos. Suddenly, the alien station's quantum core began to pulse in a new rhythm, matching the harmonics of the cartographer's field perfectly. On the screen, Nexus Prime's form shifted, becoming less rigid, more fluid. Core synchronization at 95%, Marcus announced, his voice filled with wonder. They're adapting. Their entire quantum matrix is restructuring itself. We understand now, Nexus Prime said. Your project legacy, it's not about advancing technology. It's about advancing consciousness itself. You found a way to merge biological intuition with quantum mechanics. Sarah nodded. That's why we kept it hidden. We knew that any civilization that discovered it would need to reach this understanding on their own. Technology without wisdom is just another form of destruction. The alien commander's crystalline form had now taken on an almost organic quality, flowing like liquid light. You could have simply let our core collapse. Our arrogance nearly destroyed us. Why help beings who threatened you? Because that's what humans do, Sarah answered simply. We explore, we learn, and when we can, we help. Even those who start as enemies can become teachers or students. Final synchronization achieved, Marcus reported. Their quantum core is stable. And Captain, the readings are incredible. The merger of our technologies has created something entirely new. On the main screen, they could see the alien station transforming. The rigid geometric patterns were flowing into more natural forms, like a digital garden blooming in space. The attacking vessels had withdrawn, their weapons powered down, watching in apparent awe as their home evolved before them. The collective has existed for thousands of your years, Nexus Prime said. We believed we had reached the pinnacle of evolution. Now we understand. True evolution never stops. It is not about achieving perfection, but about remaining open to change. Sarah smiled. That's the other secret of Project Legacy. It's not just about quantum mechanics or consciousness. It's about remembering that the greatest discoveries come when we remain humble enough to learn from everyone we meet, even those we think are beneath us. The bridge crew watched in amazement as the alien station continued its transformation. Where there had been stark angles and imposed order, now there was flowing harmony. The quantum fields of both vessels had synchronized completely, creating a bridge between two very different forms of consciousness. We would learn from you, Nexus Prime declared. And perhaps there are things we could teach as well. Your biological wisdom combined with our technological experience. Imagine what we could discover together. That's why we're out here, Sarah replied. Not to conquer or control, but to connect. To find new ways of understanding the universe and our place in it. As the stellar cartographer's crew began establishing proper diplomatic channels with the collective, Sarah gazed out at the transformed alien station. Humanity's first contact had begun with conflict, but ended with something far more valuable: the recognition that true advancement comes not from transcending our nature, but from embracing it fully and sharing what we learn with others. Project Legacy had served its purpose, not as a weapon or a shield, but as a bridge between different forms of consciousness. In the quantum dance of reality, humanity had found its role not as masters or servants, but as teachers and students, forever learning, forever growing, forever reaching out to connect with the infinite possibilities that waited among the stars. The next chapter in both civilizations' evolution was just beginning, and it promised to be more extraordinary than either could have imagined alone.